All right, let's get right into it. Today we're doing a close analysis of a really fascinating piece, a pair of 10K white gold diamond serpent Huggy hoop earrings. We're going to break down the craftsmanship, the materials, and the design choices that really make a piece like this stand out.
This is a question we ask all the time in the jewelry world. And the answer really is in how all the pieces come together. The form, the materials, the symbolism. It's about moving past just the sparkle and really looking at the story being told in that gold and in those diamonds.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the overall anatomy of the design. Then we'll get into the specific form, the Huggy hoop. After that, we'll dive into the materials, the gold and diamonds, then that incredible serpent motif, and finally, we'll pull it all together to talk about the person who wears a piece like this.
Okay, let's begin with the piece itself. We're looking at 10K white gold diamond snakehead Huggy hoop earrings, and they've got both black and white diamonds. The first thing you notice, right away, is this incredible tension between a really classic shape, the hoop, and this very bold sculpted motif.
What's so smart about this design is that it doesn't just add a snake to a hoop, it fully integrates it. And this is so important. The serpent isn't some little charm dangling off the bottom, it is sculpted directly into the earring. The serpent literally is the hoop, and that's what makes the entire concept feel so complete and intentional.
So let's start with the foundation, the actual form. The choice of a Huggy hoop is totally deliberate. It tells you so much about how this piece is meant to be worn. It's really engineered for a specific kind of everyday luxury. And just to be precise, a Huggy isn't just any old small hoop. No, it's a very distinct category. It is specifically designed and engineered to sit flush, to literally hug the earlobe. And that choice has huge implications for how it feels and how it looks. This really shows you why this design is so popular. That close fit means they're super comfortable. They're not going to snag on your clothes or your hair. And that secure hinged snapback, that's non-negotiable for a valuable piece. You get a seamless look and total peace of mind. It's the perfect balance of making a statement without being impractical.
Now let's get into the materials, the very substance of the piece. We're talking solid gold and natural diamonds here. This is the foundation of any piece of serious fine jewelry.
Okay, these specs really tell a story of smart construction. They chose solid 10K white gold for durability, which makes sense for an everyday piece. The rhodium finish is absolutely key. That's what gives the white gold that super bright, almost platinum-like luster and protects it. And finally, the prong setting. That's a crucial choice for maximizing how much light hits the diamonds, which is what gives you that brilliant sparkle.
All right, let's talk stones. We've got two different types at play. The white diamonds are graded IJ color, which is in the near colorless range. To your eye, especially in a piece this size, you're not going to see any warmth. For clarity, they're I1, I2. Now that means there are small inclusions, but for accent diamonds like these, the goal isn't individual perfection. It's about the collective sparkle and life of the piece.
And this is where the real artistry comes in. The designer is using these two diamond types to create contrast. You get that brilliant shimmering halo from the natural white diamonds. And then, bam, you get these sharp, deep, opaque points from the color-treated black diamonds for the eyes. It creates this intense visual focus, drawing your gaze right where the artist wants it.
So now we get to the most distinctive part, the serpent motif. You have to understand, in high jewelry, the serpent is not some fleeting trend. It's a classic, powerful symbol that represents things like transformation, protection, strength. It has a rich history, and it's a design you often see in very high-end statement collections. This quote really nails it. This isn't just an earring that happens to be shaped like a snake. It is a symbolic design. And that symbolism is deliberately cranked up a notch by the strategic use of that diamond contrast. This piece has a point of view. It has something to say. So the execution here is all about layering these elements perfectly. First, the form is set. That serpent head is integral, not just glued on. Next, you frame that form. You light it up with that halo of 38 white diamonds. And then, for the final touch, you give the design its gaze with those piercing black diamond eyes. It's a three-step process that results in a really powerful, unified piece. So this brings it all together. Now that we've deconstructed the form, the materials, and the motif, we can really talk about the wearer. What kind of statement does a piece like this actually make? Well, it's definitely for someone who's looking to go beyond the standard diamond hoop. This comparison makes the choice really clear. Look, A standard diamond hoop is a beautiful, timeless staple. It's all about classic elegance, the quality of the stones. But these serpent hoops, they're about personal expression. The focus shifts from just the brilliance of the diamonds to the artistry and the story of the design itself. This pretty much sums it all up. The person who's drawn to this earring is probably more interested in the intricate sculpting and the symbolism than they are in just the total carat weight. They're looking for something that says a little more about their personality, a piece that's special and starts a conversation, but is still practical enough to wear every day.
And that really leaves us with a final thought for you to consider. When you look at fine jewelry, what really grabs you? Is it the raw sparkle, the quantifiable brilliance of the stone? Or is it the more intangible, evocative power of the story it tells? There's no right or wrong answer, but knowing which one speaks to you, that's the real key to building a collection that you're going to love forever.